I forgot to tell you, before I started taking this video, I was on my way to go buy avocado, and my hubby is waiting at me at home to come with avocado so that we can eat githeri. But with this beautiful weather and this beautiful environment, I thought, why not? Yeah. How are you guys doing? Happy new month. Thank you for joining. I'm Kairetu Kashusho. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, and if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you for taking your time and watching my videos. I really do appreciate. And yeah, this month it have started for me with a positive vibe, and I wanted to give you a story of how I quit my well-paying job 1 year ago to start the job where I'm working. And it is a journey. It has been a 1 year journey. So last year time like this, I had finished my school, my nursing school, and I had to make the decision of whether to leave my workplace, my former workplace, or to find another place. So the thing is, where I used to, the company where I did my nursing school was a very good company. Even they offered me a job even way before I sat for my final examination. They gave me a contract, and we had discussed with them about where I want to work, how much I'll be earning, what are my future perspectives in that company, where I would consider being in the next maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah, and it was very, very favorable and positive. But 6 months prior to my final exam, we moved to another town, and this made the difference, because I had to, in order for me to go to work, I had to drive 1 hour, because it was 40 kilometers away. I did that for the past 6 months when I was going to school and to work, and I tell you, it was so tiring. Sometimes when I had early shift, we used to start at 6:30 until 2:30. I tell you, I was sometimes at 5 o'clock at home, tired. I would just cook, go to bed and sleep and wait for the next day. Nothing. I was just doing nothing with my private life. But I was in a very, very dilemma situation, because I had to consider 5 or 6 things. First of all, I had to consider this distance, this big distance that I'll be going for the rest of my career. And then the other thing I was to consider is the money, how much they were paying me, the time I was spending driving or spending going to work. And also the other thing I was considering is where I want to work, in which faculty I want to work. The other thing I was considering is the team, the hospital which I was working for, because where I used to work, I had known almost everyone. I had friends. It was like a family situation, and we all used to know each other. It was a happiness. And me, I was here considering to leave this happiness to go in a new place. I don't know people. And so what I did, I applied in different hospitals allowed my place of this place I'm staying. I applied in 4 different hospitals, and so I applied where I live. I am surrounded with 4 or 5 big hospitals. They're not big, some of them are small, but I'm surrounded by 5 hospitals. They're not so far away from here. I think they are 6 kilometers away, and that's so little compared to the 40 kilometers I was doing. So I talked to my husband about this. Even I talked to the director of the hospital where I was working about the situation. I told him I don't know whether I'll stay because of the distance, and he was giving me so many options. Maybe you can work at this faculty where you don't have to work on the weekend, or where you start working at 7 until and it's all 8 or 7 until 4 p.m. we talked. He tried the best so that I can stay in that hospital, but at the end of it I decided to go to another hospital. What I did, I went to different interviews, and I went to 3 different hospitations. By hospitation I mean you go to this place where you're planning to work and work there for 1 day or 2 days and consider whether is this a place you would see yourself working in the future. Is that team something for you? So that's what I did. Hallo, wie geht's? Super. Mir geht es. Dankeschön. Online. Wie schönes Wetter, genieß es. Ja, super. Tschüss. Sorry, I was distracted by that neighbor there. So I was saying I went to different hospitations. I checked the team. Some of them were just like that, and others were. At the end of the day, I decided to work in a hospital which is most close to me. In fact, I decided almost 2 weeks before my final exam. 2 weeks before my final exam is when now I completely decided. I was in dilemma for about 3 months thinking, now what will I do? And the director in my former hospital was always calling me or just coming where I was working as did you decide? Have you signed the contract? Can you bring the contract? And what have you decided? And we had so many different talks. I talked with my husband so many times, and also with some of my friends. And at the end of it, I decided to work in a hospital which is just 1.2 kilometers away from me, and I can walk there. And but the thing was, at this hospital I knew nobody. And the other thing, they were paying 200 euros less in brutto, less than my former hospital. So eventually I got to know people. Eventually I get used to the system. Eventually I learned so many things, and I could be able to work without having to ask so many questions, or without having to doubt myself. But it took time. But this, I had to thank some of my colleagues who were ready to support me and who were always answering, especially my 2 bosses. They would always answer my question. At no time I ever asked them anything, and they never answered me. And yeah, but some of the colleagues are very mean, and when you ask them, they didn't want to answer, or when they don't know, they tell you they don't have time. But anyway, that's it. That's the way we are as human beings. Some are very welcoming, and some people are very mean. But at the first month, I was so challenged. Even I was like, did I make the right decision? Because here I am, I left somewhere I was laughing every day, somewhere I knew everyone, I knew the system, and here I am struggling. Some people are so mean. Yeah, but I remember even one day a colleague there at work talked with me and encouraged me, and she motivated me, and after that I had other perspective. And at the end of the day, I'm so happy that I made this big decision to leave my former work, because the time I was wasting on the road, this time I could sleep longer, this time I can do sport, or now I have even time to create content or to do other things that I am capable of doing, just because I have saved time, just because I did not fear taking this step. I know the money was 200 euro different in brutto, but at the end of the day, that does not make so much difference, because this money I could have spent it on the with fuel. And also the other thing is, at the end of the day, I think even at the end of the day, when you do the taxing, is maybe 50 euro difference, and I'm saving more by saving time, by saving on how much I'll be spending on fuel. And yeah, this is the best decision I have. Even if I don't have fuel, I can walk to work. And one day if I have kids, I don't have to worry like 1 hour ago I'm away from my kids. Now I'm just 5 minutes drive away, or 10 minutes or 15 minutes walk away to my workplace. So my point is, don't be afraid to take that step. Sometimes you have to lose some money, sometimes you have to lose your friends and those things that you love, but eventually this step will pay you. For me, this step is paying me. I'm so happy that I did that, and I will encourage you, if in anything you're planning to do, in any decision you're planning to do, don't worry, trust the process. Don't give up. If you feel that you're down, talk with people around you, friends, family, I don't know, anyone, even colleagues, they can help you. And be kind. If you're working and there are some new colleagues who are joining you, be kind to them, be kind to everyone, because kindness is virtue. You never know, you can motivate someone to do that thing they thought they can never do. So last but not least, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. Karibu na shosho.